Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, delivered an absolutely blistering address to his 40 million constituents in California, as well as the entire rest of the country and the world for that matter, in a time when Donald Trump over the weekend deployed the National Guard to Gavin Newsom's home state of California without Gavin Newsom's approval, going over his head, when in fact Donald Trump said in 2020 that he would never do that without a governor's approval. And I had one thought pop into my mind as I was watching this address late last night, and I'll let you guys know what that is. But before I do, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and maybe share with someone that's into politics. It helps out the channel a lot. So I'll tell you guys what my first thought was watching Gavin Newsom make this address last night. And that thought was, holy crap, Gavin Newsom is going to be president of the United States one day. His demeanor in this time is absolutely what the Democratic Party needs. And I'm going to show you some statistics from Harry Enton that kind of exemplify exactly why so many people are gravitating towards Newsom's standing up to Trump. And really, it's a clear indicator that this is the path to take against the Trump administration, is to stand up and to speak to the truth and let the American people know you're not going to be steamrolled by this fascist president. So let's head on over here to California's governmental website here, where it says Gavin Newsom's address to California, democracy at a crossroads. And an address delivered to nearly 40 million Californians and Americans nationwide, Newsom condemned President Trump's unlawful militarization of Los Angeles and warned that the president's actions mark a dangerous inflection point for the nation. What we're witnessing is not law enforcement, it's an authoritarianism, Gavin Newsom said to Californians. What Donald Trump wants most is your fealty, your silence, to be complicit in this moment. Do not give in to him. And there's a video here of the YouTube channel that this address was uploaded to, and then a text version of the speech. I recommend you guys go and listen to the speech because, wow, it is exactly what the Democratic Party needs right now. And I can't help but think that if Newsom is able to play his cards right, he will be a major political threat in the future to the Republicans. And I can't help but think that he may just be the Democratic nominee in 2028. I love AOC, right? I love what AOC did with the Stop the Oligarchy tour, and she's awesome, and she has a long-term future in American politics if she wants it, right? That's the caveat I'll add in there. If she wants it, because I'm not 100% sure that AOC in her heart of hearts wants to be president of the United States. She's said before that she's not really sure if it's something that she wants. And, you know, she has to want it. It's not that she would be a bad candidate, but she has to want it. And Newsom here is stepping into the role, in my opinion, of being the front runner for 2028. And what I'm going to show you now is some statistics from Harry Enton, CNN's Harry Enton here, where he lays out some of the statistics of what people are liking about Gavin Newsom's response to the Trump administration here.
This morning, President Trump is waking up and going after the California Governor Gavin Newsom once again, posting on social media about the ongoing protests against his ramped up immigration raids and the unrest that followed. Newsom is now taking the president to court over Trump going around him and sending in thousands of National Guard and hundreds of Marines, a move that the governor of California calls a direct assault on democracy and an abuse of power. At the center of this is this back and forth fight an escalating tension between these two leaders. Harry Enton's taking a look at this back and forth. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, let's just start off. If Gavin Newsom wanted to take on Donald Trump and loves the attention, he has 100% gotten it. Take a look here. Google searches of Gavin Newsom with Donald Trump. Get this up. 9,700% versus a week ago. More folks are Googling Gavin Newsom's name with Donald Trump than ever before in Google searches dating all the way back since 2004. Donald Trump was able to make a name for himself through The Apprentice, through all of his business ventures. He is now making a name for Gavin Newsom, who seems more than willing to relish in this fight.
What are the numbers, and how can you kind of gauge why Newsom would see, if we're taking this purely political, why Newsom would see benefit in taking on Trump?
Yeah, why is it that Gavin Newsom is more than willing to take on Donald Trump? And, you know, it's all about 2028, and it's all about where Democrats want their candidates to be. Should Democrats oppose Donald Trump more? Among Democrats, look at this, 84%. 84%
Wow, guys.
of Democrats nationwide say they want Democrats to take on Donald Trump more. This is not 2017 anymore, where the majority of Democrats want to compromise with Donald Trump. No, they want a fighter with Donald Trump. And at this particular point, that is a big reason why Gavin Newsom, in my opinion, at least politically speaking, is leaning into this fight, because he is thinking ahead to the future. He's thinking ahead to 2028. And with the vast majority, look, you rarely get 84% of Democrats to agree on anything except for the dislike of Donald Trump. And that is what we see right now. They want that opposition of Donald Trump. And that is why Gavin Newsom seems to be more than willing to take him on.
Wow. Absolutely astounding. 84% of Democrats saying that they want the Democratic Party to fight Trump more. And this is, just kind of right after Gavin Newsom was irking people on the left by going on these different right-wing podcasts. I believe he went on Charlie Kirk and made some weird comments about transgenders in transgender people, I should say, in sports, and how that there's a competitive disadvantage, or I don't know. He made some sort of argument kind of giving credence to what the right says, and it irked a lot of people on the left, and no one was really jumping up and down going, yeah, we need more of that from Democrats right now. And I think that definitely hurt his brand doing that. But now what do we see, right? We see Newsom taking on Trump head on in this immigration fight, and Americans are tuning in and searching up what's going down, really just underscoring how thirsty the American people are for politicians who are going to stand up for the little guy out there and go, no, Donald Trump, you are not king of this country. We have laws, we have a constitution to follow. And this is sort of this is the blueprint that's being sort of laid out right before our very eyes in terms of what we should do here. Democrats should be taking note across the country in how well Gavin Newsom is coming out in this fight against Donald Trump's awful immigration policy. And this is really, the first thing that popped in my mind is Gavin Newsom is going to be a formidable opponent to Donald Trump in the 2028 primary. Whoever follows Trump, if Trump doesn't just up and decide that he wants to run again, which he's already flirted with that idea time and time again, we'll see where that goes. But I have a hard time thinking of anyone on the right now, other than Donald Trump, that would have a snowball's chance in hell against somebody like Gavin Newsom. So, this is good. This is our country not folding over completely, and our Democratic leadership not just folding over completely. And I hope that this momentum can continue into the No Kings protests planned here in 3 days from now, where there's going to be massive countrywide protests against Donald Trump. And I'm really, really hopeful that those protests can make a difference. And I'm glad that Gavin Newsom is certainly standing up to Donald Trump in the way that he is. We need much, much more of it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you guys in the next video. Take care.